Okay, hi guys. We're so excited to do this little Zoom chat. I know most of you couldn't jump on, so we're recording this for you, and we expect that you'll also participate. I'll post some questions so you guys can participate too, but I'm going to ask Sarah and Theo some questions, and then we'll kind of go from there, and then Megan and I will walk you guys through meal planning and some best tips and practices that we've got, workout scheduling, scale measurements, before photos, a brief walkthrough of the different phases, and then a bit about just like mindset overall and incorporating some personal development, and also how to deal with like friends and family. And I don't mean like in a bad way, just like in general when you start a new workout program. Okay, so I just wanted to make that agenda. Is there anything else, Megan, I need to cover? That's it. Okay, cool. So I'm Tanya. If you don't know me, I've been doing these workout programs for about 3 years now. Completely changed my life. I've lost 20 pounds. I've never felt better. I was a yoga challenge failure. I would sign up for all kinds of 21-day challenges or 28-day challenges, show up the first day and never ever go again. So I just made it rain money for every gym and yoga studio, and they just kept all of it. And for me, I'm a former athlete, so being part of a team like this is much more my alley. Like if I show up to practice and I'm the team captain, then like I feel like I have to go, or everybody else is gonna feel bad if I don't go, and like vice versa. I feel like if the whole team doesn't show up, then we can't practice. So that was my mentality when coming into these groups. Megan, you want to briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name is Megan, and Tanya reeled me in, I think almost exactly 3 years ago, which is crazy. My last semester of grad school, which was insane. So no wonder I didn't do a very good job. But yeah, I'm the same way. I did 1 million challenges, and I bought 1 million meal replacement shakes, and I bought every pre-workout that was had the Kardashians on the bottle. You know, it made me feel like I was tweaking out on meth, but that's cool. And I never went past 21 days in any program for the last 3 years until this one. So I think that tells you a lot about how amazing it is and how much it works. So I'm excited that you're all here.
Okay, cool. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves, and what I really want to hear is what you're excited about, what you're nervous about, and what to do if you start to fall off. Like, how do we bring you back in? Are you more like a tough love person? Are you like, let's make a joke about it and send you some memes? Or are you like, you need the warm and fuzzies, pump up motivation, like you're an amazing human, I love you so much, that kind of thing. So what you're excited about, what you're nervous about, if you drop off, and then if you just kind of want to give like a brief background on your health and fitness journey, if you will. Thea, do you want to start?
Yeah. So I'm pretty much like you in the sense where I would like join all these gyms and, oh my God, I stumble upon Groupon and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cheap. Let me do it. Point in case, actually, I was telling Tanya that I was scrolling through Groupon like last week or 2 weeks ago, and I saw this 21-day or 28-day hot mama kickboxing challenge, and I was like, oh, what? I'm a hot mama. I want to be a hot mama. Let's do this. Let me give you my $60. And I've only gone like twice since then. So, I mean, it's just the motivation for me to like go out and like, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I do like side work from home. It's just like, oh, do I really want to do it? I always find a stupid excuse. And I'm just excited for this because ever since Tanya and I met on Bumble, like I would tell her, I'm like, I would always see like her motivational posts and I would be like, damn it, Theo, just do it. Just do this. Just try it. Just try it. And I would always come up with a stupid excuse not to. And I was like, F this. I'm going to do this for me because my health and fitness, my background is I used to dance my whole life. That was my only way of working out. And I would eat relatively healthy, but pretty much since I got pregnant up until now, I eat like crap. And I dabbled into Herbalife before, but that was like, ooh, that was not good for my stomach. I don't know what those products had, but it was just not good for my stomach. So I'm just excited for this because I get to do it from home. And it's like a group of girls that are like, I see like we're going to get to motivate each other. So that for me is a plus because like I told her, like I've been living here almost 2 years and I have 0 friends. That was the whole purpose of me joining Bumble too. But, my worry is maybe just kind of ghosting because I'm not that active on social media. I don't really post. If I do post, it's something about my son. So it's just me kind of ghosting and just like falling, like you don't see me, you don't hear me, like. So maybe for me, would just like whatever tough love works for me. Actually, get that tough love in.
Awesome. Yeah, you're really going to like the community part of it. And I'll talk about this a little bit later, but honestly, what you put into it is what you get out of it. So if you find yourself not getting a good experience, I always evaluate myself. I'm like, well, what am I contributing to this? Because it's a two-way relationship. Like I could be the best motivator in the whole wide world, but if you aren't in it here, it's not going to work, you know? So that's really good to know. Thank you. Okay, Sarah, what about you?
Hi, my name is Sarah. Let's see, it's excited about how to reel us in, and then I was taking notes. Excited about how to reel us in, and what else? Oh, and a fitness journey, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited about the fact that I feel like I'm not going to be able to ghost in this group. Because I also feel like that's what I do. I just kind of like, yeah, I'm in it. Oh, I just don't feel good. Sorry, I've been sick, and I like just go because I have serious digestive issues with my stomach, and so like it doesn't take much for me to just be like, peace, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. So I'm excited about the fact that I feel like I'm not going to be able to do that for 80 days. Also because since I personally know Megan and have known her for a long time, I feel like she will come find me if I just disappear. I'm excited about like doing something that weirdly when I was kind of like moving around my schedules and I created one that was, I tried to make like one where I had a very early morning workout block, and then one that's kind of more realistic and what I'll probably do every day, which is right after. I'm sorry, my cat is messing with my stuff. But after work, I realized I was like, there is actually a lot of flexibility here that I was really surprised with, because I was trying to imagine scenarios that would make me like just go, no, sorry, and I was like, oh, actually, there's really no excuse. The best way probably to reel me in is a mix between tough love and memes. Like if I could have both, that would be great. Because probably more memes than tough love, because I have a minor problem with authority. So if someone tries to give me tough love, I'd be like, you know what, I don't have to do this. I'll just leave. But memes sound great. Encouraging words are always nice, but for some reason I'm like, yeah, I'm great. Thank you so much. And then I'll just like walk away. What else? Oh, my fitness journey has been my entire life, right? I grew up in a family with parents who have always been overweight, or my mom would go like on, like seriously committed to Weight Watchers, and she would lose that weight and then get right back on it because there's a history of depression in my family, which is genetic, and I got it. It's really great. And so it's just like, it's been my whole life. And it's like the constant topic of conversation within my family, because we're all of various athletic levels. We all were in sports our entire life. So it was really come like post-puberty or post-high school, it would be like, we just all would gain weight and then try to get back together and do it. And I did like the Dukan diet, if y'all ever did that. It's great. Kate Middleton did it to lose weight for her wedding because, she needed it, and it was great. And I lost a lot of weight very quickly. I lost like 40 pounds in 3 months, and it was great. It was awesome. But then I went to it was like during the summer of my freshman and sophomore year of college. And then I went back and I of course gained all that because it wasn't sustainable. I wasn't hardly eating anything, and I'd be walking around college campus and I'd feel light, and I tried to donate blood one day and they're like, you have like no iron in your body. And I was like, good to know. So it's been my entire life. I've quit almost everything because I get weird because I'm very big on accepting yourself as who you are, loving who you are. And so I always feel like if I want to change myself or lose weight, then I'm no longer part of that body positivity movement. And that's insane because, you know, I know the smart part of me is that way, but it's so internalized that I constantly am combating it. But yeah, so I'm excited to do this because Megan, I watched her change and how happy she's become. And I know she and I deal with some of the similar issues of depression and anxiety. So I'm excited about that. Nervous about how to deal with friends and family just because I have family coming to town and things like that. But overall, I'm excited. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good. Thank you so much for being honest and vulnerable. We'll get a lot into that in this group. Just because we're all going to go through stuff like that. And just for anybody else who suffers with depression or anxiety or grief or any sort of like PTSD, there's a lot of coaches in this group. Cassie is open about this. Megan, the both of them suffer from, I hate the word suffer. Ugh. Like, I don't know, whatever. Language is important, but I don't have a better word at the moment. So they navigate. Ooh, I like that. They navigate anxiety and depression. I have a history of addiction in my family. I don't suffer with addiction personally, but my brother is currently in his addiction phase, and he's relapsed, so I'm currently not speaking to him at the moment. So if anybody else struggles with that kind of stuff, I'm your girl to talk to about that. Body positivity and like feel like I was always like, oh, I'm curvy, so therefore I can eat like shit, and you know, it's just because I'm naturally genetically curvy. Like, and you're right, Sarah, it's bullshit, but it's a nice little cushion that we tell ourselves, and you know, you can still be your curvy self. Oh, I know, so cute. You can still be your cute curvy self, but be a healthy version of that. So, okay. For those of you who can't see the rest of the screen, Theo just brought her cute little baby on. I will try to not curse. I have a bad habit of doing that. So, okay, meal planning. I'm going to share with you guys my screen. There's another video that we posted on meal prepping, or on the way that the meals work on this program, but essentially it's this. When you work out, you have to eat before you work out and after you work out. That's the main gist of this program. So depending on when you decide to work out, that changes the way that you'll eat. So the program tells you, hey, you need to fuel your body with this specific types of foods before and after you work out. That's the gist of the program. It took me a while to get that when I was first starting.
Also, I feel like we've been told our entire lives that, like, you got to fast before you work out, or, like, if you work out in the morning, you don't eat anything. And that's what I did for, like, all the time. And this is, like, I did one day this program where I didn't have time to eat before, and it was the worst experience ever. So, like, trust that the food before is going to completely change your relationship to fitness. So just want to say that.
Yeah. One thing to note, since we're talking about the meal plan, if you are working out in the morning, okay, some of you are going to have a hard time eating in the morning so early. What you can do is you can replace your meal one with Shakeology, a green, and a fruit. I think that's everyone's meal plan. I think most of you are in the B to D range meal plan. So you can switch, I believe it's meal 4 with meal 1. You can switch them. If you have problems with like feeling nauseous before you eat. Okay, so let me share my screen really quick. You guys should have all watched the meal planning video I posted earlier. That'll make life a lot easier. I just want to share with you guys how I do it because your schedule may change, especially those of you who have full-time jobs. There's a couple of days where I've woken up late and I'm like, crap, I'm not going to make my workout in the morning. So I have to look at my meal planning doc to see, okay, well, what are the meals I'm supposed to eat again? Because that'll change my breakfast. So you actually have to be really organized with this program. And I don't mean that like you have to, but it's going to help you and make it less stressful of a process. So if you take time every Sunday to be intentional about your week, it's going to make it easier and you're going to succeed. But if you kind of half-ass it, I know there's a baby on the video, then you're going to get half-ass results. So be intentional about it. You all signed up to do this because you want to get the results. So this is how you do it. Okay, share screen. Cool. You guys all can see this? Cool. So this is what I did. I originally was on meal plan B, and I've shared this template with you guys. So you can literally come in here and do the exact same thing. And this is how I meal plan. So I basically write down what I want to eat for the week, and then I see how to fit it in. So when I first made this one, I was like, I kind of want some like an Asian-y stir-fried thing. Like, what can I make that would fit into that? When do I want to eat it? What do I feel like eating for breakfast? And then I kind of just match it all together and decide what I want to eat. I write down my grocery list based off of this. So I'm like, okay, 2 eggs, Monday and Wednesday I'm going to have eggs, and Friday that's 2, 4, 6. So I'm going to need at least, like you just kind of start pairing all that together. And then what I also did is, you'll notice down here, I also have like an evening workout. So what does that block look like if I end up working out in the evening because my schedule got messed up? And so I did the same thing. So like that Monday and that Thursday of that week, I knew I was going to end up having to work out in the evening. So I just edited that. So I recommend making one for your morning, the one where you're going to do the morning workout or whatever your workout time is, and then an alternate one. That way, whenever the day kind of gets shifted, you can go back to it and be like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing. So again, this is posted in the group. You guys make a copy, make it for yourself. And I personally am a computer person, so I like to just come in here and edit it weekly and just create a new one. If you're a paper and pen person, then just delete all the stuff in here, print it, make multiple sheets of it, and fill it out every week. So however you please. The other thing, okay, so you can also look at this doc specifically of mine and get ideas for like what kind of foods you can mix together. So I've kept track of this through all the phases so you guys can kind of see. Okay, stop share. Cool. Next thing I recommend for those of you who aren't at home, I actually think everyone should meal prep, even if you're at home or not, but I use these containers. These are from Chef Land, like Chef Boyardee chef, and then Land, like Land of the Free. So I use these containers to meal prep everything. When it comes to meal prepping, I use that little sheet when I get home and I'm like, okay, let's make meal 1. And then I make all of my breakfasts at the same time. Then I'm like, okay, what are we going to do for meal 2? And then I do that. The oven is your friend. So simultaneously use the oven and the stovetop at the same time to cook things. Crock pot is a great thing to do as well if you don't have time. For those of you guys who are moms, or maybe you're cooking for more than one person, crock pot is great. The other thing is Google is your friend. Don't tell me you can't find recipes or you don't know what to cook. Like, we have the internet, we have Pinterest. Go forth and search, or reach out to one of us, but don't just use that as an excuse to be like, oh, I can't do it, meal prep. But no, okay. Anything else, Megan, on meal prepping, meal planning?
If you're like me and you, hate cooking, you hate it. I hate it. If I could never cook again in my life, I'd be so happy. But so I make my meal prep as simple as possible. And I'm also a creature of habit. So if I find something I like to eat, I will eat it every day and be perfectly fine. So my meal plan has not changed since week 2 of this program. And so some people like to, find really cool recipes. Like Cassie's like that. She has these magical meals that she makes. I don't like to do that. So I just pick foods that I like and I combine them. So like every day, my pre-workout meal is a egg and spinach burrito that I pre-freeze, and then I heat it up at 4 a.m., eat it. It's light, it's good. For my post-workout, I have sweet potato, spinach, and turkey. And then I have the same meal number 2 that I eat throughout the week. So if you are dreading meal prepping, simplify it as much as you can. That's my tip.
Yeah, that's good. Also, what I do, sometimes I don't get a chance to meal prep because the Sunday's like crazy. So I'll still go grocery shopping, but I'll just pack everything into my little bag, my little lunch bag. So I'll just put like an entire bag of spinach in here, an entire thing of cottage cheese, and an entire thing of a chicken sausage. Like I'll just put it all in here. And when I get to work, I'm like, all right, so what can I make while I'm here, you know? So don't call it quits just because not everything's perfect. It's not always going to be perfect, but it's about making it as best as you can with the resources that you have. Last thing on meals is bring your meals everywhere, especially if you're running errands or you're going out and about. Like that's why it's so awesome to have these containers already prepped, because then you can just run and grab and walk out the door. And even if you're planning on eating out or eating at a friend's house or whatever, sometimes you get stuck in traffic. Sometimes your doctor's appointment goes really late, and you're going to find that because you're burning so many calories, if you don't eat, you're going to get hangry, or you're going to start to feel really sluggish, and it becomes a process, and you're like, oh my God, I feel lightheaded. Like, this is weird. And if you're not, like, for me before this, I wouldn't get hungry. I'd be like, whatever, I'll eat later. And with this, it's like, no, I got to eat. Like, I've said that multiple times to people. I'm like, I got to eat now. Like, I'll be in a meeting. I'm like, you guys, I got to go eat. Like, people know. Okay, so that brings me to scheduling your workouts. I briefly touched on this, but think of these workouts as a meeting with a boss. If you were meeting with your boss or with an important agent of some sort, you wouldn't skip it. So every morning when I wake up, I don't want to do my workout. I'm on day 50. I still wake up every morning and I'm like, damn, how can I not do this workout this morning? And then I look at my day and I'm like, I don't have time if I don't do it now. So I use something called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a book by Mel Robbins. It's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's literally that simple of a thing. You basically are retraining your brain to snap out of whatever habit or feeling you're having and just resetting your brain. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go work out. And that's what I say to myself. I'm like, F it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And I get out of bed and I just do it. And once you drink your Energize, there's no going back because you're going to feel the energy. Your body's going to start to kick in with that little bit of caffeine, and you're just going to work out. So try to use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pretend that these workouts are a meeting with somebody that you cannot miss, like the mortgage broker or your boss or, the man of your dreams, like a hot date, like whatever works for you, but just imagine it that way. And then when people are like, oh, do you want to go to happy hour? You're like, I can't, I have a meeting. Even if you have to lie to them, like, I can't, I'm meeting somebody, whatever it is, it's another business, but you're busy, right? Like, not like, oh, well, I can always do my workout later. No, you can't, because you're on a time nutrition thing and you got to make the workout at that time, right? Okay. So calendar your week. With the time nutrition, you kind of don't have an option but to calendar your life so that it all works. Any questions so far? Nope. Okay. All right. The scale, measurements, and photos. So tonight, if you haven't already, take your before photos. Ideally somewhere with good lighting. You can take it. I would take it in like a sports bra and a shorts of your liking. You just take it in a sports bra, you guys, or a bathing suit, because you want to be able to see the photos, the before and after results. Like normally some people will just take it in like a tight fitting thing, but with this program, like your obliques are going to start to show. And if you don't take photos, you're not going to notice it. You're just gonna be like, oh, those have always been there, So you won't notice the changes, but when you see the photos, you're like, oh, look at that. So take your measurements, measure everything, take before photos. You're going to have to jump on the scale to do your calculations. The calculations are going to be your weight times 11. And then depending on whether you want to maintain the weight that you have and just build muscle, then you'll do the maintenance track. If you want to do weight loss, then you're going to do the calculation after that, which is going to record a deficit. So it'll tell you what meal plan you're in. Do you guys know what meal plan you're in yet? Do you guys already do those? No. Sarah has, Fio hasn't. Okay. So it's in the PDFs that you guys hopefully have downloaded. If you haven't yet, it's under program materials on beachbodyondemand.com.
Double check your math.
Yes, double check your math. In fact,
Do it like 3 times.
yeah, I'm going to have everyone post their math in there because the first time I did it, I did the math wrong. And so did Megan, and we were on the wrong meal plan, and we were starving so hard.
I was like, is this what life is supposed to feel like? It's awful.
I'm like, I feel like an anorexic model. Sorry, that's not nice. Okay, anyways, so scale, measurements, take your photos, and then as you go on in the program, do not measure your success or your progress by the number on the scale, and sometimes even your photos, because people's bodies in here and people's journeys in here are completely different. Some people's bodies respond really well to this program in the first 7 days, especially if you have a higher body fat percentage. It's just the way that science works. You're just going to drop the weight really, really fast. If you are a little bit leaner, you don't have as much body fat, you don't have as much weight to lose, you're not going to see the results. I didn't see the results for like the first, 20 days, and I was PO'd, and I was also on my period, and I was like, you guys, I'm bloated, I'm doing the nutrition plan, like, I was not a happy camper. And then day 28, I was like, oh, hey, and so but everybody else was getting amazing progress, so don't get into that bubble. Anything else on that, Megan?
Yeah, the scale especially. A lot of people actually gain weight during this program, but they lean out a lot because muscle weighs more than fat. So when you're changing that fat and turning it into muscle, it's not 1 for 1, right? So you might like have a crazy transformation and you maybe lost 2 pounds or gained 2 pounds. And actually a lot of people, their scale doesn't change at all. So the scale is just to measure where you should be in terms of your food, but don't even think of it as like, oh, this is how my progress is going, because it doesn't reflect really anything.
Yeah. And then the other thing is you guys all store muscle in different ways. I'm much more muscular in my legs than my upper body. And I'm constantly just looking at the results in my stomach and my upper body. And I'm like, oh, where is it? But then I look at my legs. I'm like, so.
And I'm the opposite.
Yeah. So your body's going to have different places. You might have more cellulite on your legs and think all you're focusing on is your legs. But look at your upper body. Maybe you're seeing your collarbone a little bit more. Like, you just have to know what your body's like and your strengths and know that it'll change, and just trust the process and like forget the scale unless you have to do it for measurements. Other than that, just do you, keep going, do what you got to do, and everything will turn out the way it should be. I promise you. Okay. So phase 1 is kind of like a building stage. Phase 2 is more of a bulking stage. And then phase 3 is more of like a shredding stage. So in phase 1, you're going to see results faster. Phase 2, you probably won't see as much results. And then phase 3 is really where you're going to see a lot of the results coming in. But throughout it all, you're going to feel a lot stronger, more endurance, more stamina, etc. Okay. Mindset. So one of the biggest things that holds people back from completing a fitness journey or doing anything having to do with nutrition or fitness is your mental game. So for me, I started out with personal development as soon as I started doing these workout programs, and that is what sustained me. So if you haven't yet, go download the PDF called Personal Development and Podcast Recommendations Files tab of this group. Download the PDF. You can get free podcasts on the podcast app on your iPhone, or you can use Podcast Addict if you have Android. And there's a variety of podcasts that you can listen to. You can also get Audible. Audible is where you can buy books and listen to them. Mastering Your Inner Mean Girl is a great book if you are basically any woman, because we all suffer the same things, like body image, like am I good enough, money, how to deal with unsupportive friends and family, like how to be your best self, how to quiet the negative thoughts and this negative self-narrative that we tell ourselves. So that's a great book. The Compound Effect, another great book. basically it's small, smart choices over time get you results. So it's much better for you to just do the best that you can every single day than just throw your hands up and be like, F it, I'm done. I failed one day. That's it. This isn't for me, which so many of us do. So I rather that you do, I tell people all the time, I'd rather you drink your Shakeology and do personal development every single day and skip your workout, because I guarantee if you do those two things, you'll end up doing your workout anyways. Because if you're strong up here, you start to build self-discipline, you start to build habit, you start to build routine, and it also works your discipline muscles, and it works your paradigm shift, your mindset shift from thinking that you're always going to be motivated. 50% of the time, I'm not motivated. 50% of the time, people who work out are not motivated to work out. They do it because it's a habit. Just the same way that you brush your teeth every day. I don't always feel like brushing my teeth, but I do it because otherwise it's gross and it feels nasty. I wash my hair every other day because otherwise it's gross and it feels nasty. Working out is going to be one of those things where you do it just because you know that you should. Otherwise, you know that you feel gross and it feels nasty, right? Like it's not fun to feel tired and sluggish and not fit into your clothes, like that kind of stuff. So if you start to do personal development every single day, it's going to help with those thoughts and help you have the tools that you need to do this, right? Because everybody can push play on a workout program. Everybody knows they're supposed to eat these healthy foods, but why don't we, right? It's because it's all up here. So if you can get this right, everything else will fall into place. And on the days where it's not falling into place, you'll have the capacity to deal with it. And you'll be able to like self-therapist yourself, if you will. Anything else on that, Megan? Okay, cool. Okay, so how to deal with friends and family as you're going into this program. Number one thing I recommend doing is sharing why this is important to you. It's going to help you verbalize and structure why this is important to you as you say it to somebody else. And it's also going to allow them to have empathy as to why you're doing this and be much more likely to support you in it. But if, I don't know what your guys' friends and family are like, but when I first started, my boyfriend was like, yeah, right. Like, this is about 3 years ago. He was like, you barely did a yoga challenge. You went one time, and now you're telling me you're going to work out 21 days straight at home with a bunch of girls online. He's like, okay, I'll believe you when I see it. And to me, I was like, oh, really? You don't think I could do this? Watch me. And that's how I did it. But it also, a lot of my friends at that time, I was doing a lot of happy hours. I was going out and drinking, big party girl, like brunch all the time, like mimosas, and that was the whole jam. And at first they looked at me like, what? Like, but I made the mistake of not being like, lately I've been feeling like crap. I don't have energy. My skin's really bad. I'm out of shape. My pants don't fit. Like, I feel ugly about myself in terms of who I could be and how I could be better. And if I had started the conversation like that, no one's going to be like, oh, that's stupid. Like, they're going to be responsive to that. But if you come at it with like well, I'm doing a diet, like nobody likes that. They're not going to be supportive of that. But if you have a conversation with your significant other or your mom or your dad or whoever that you're close with, and you explain why this is important to you and why you need their support, they're much more likely to jump on board with you. And also use them as an accountability. Be like, hey, if you see me not doing my workout, here's how you should support me, or like remind me to do this, or like don't let me eat that, or don't let me buy that, or can you jump on board and be on the same meal plan with me? What else on that note? The language that you use is important. I never say that I'm on a diet, because to me, a diet has a negative connotation, and I don't think I'm on a diet. And in fact, everyone is on a diet of some sort. Some people are on a McDonald's diet. Some people are on a clean eating diet. Some of us are on a Haagen-Dazs, Ben & Jerry's diet, So I don't say that I'm on a diet when I go out with people. I just say, oh, like I'm eating clean, or I'm not drinking. People are like, why not? I'm like, oh, well, I've committed to 80 days of working out straight and this, that, and the other. Like, talk more about what the big picture is that you're doing versus the action of not eating bread that's, white bread. Instead, yeah, go ahead.
If you're someone like me who quit a million times, you can't expect anyone to kind of buy into it immediately, right? So you have to prove to them that they should support you on it. So like if you follow it and you do it and they see you doing it, they'll get on board. So it can take a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's a great point too, is like, if you start to do it, they'll start to believe you. So if you say, I'm not going to drink, and then you go and you drink, I'm not going to believe you next time you come and we hang out that you're not drinking. I'll be like, yeah, sure, whatever. Here's a fucking beer, have it, you know? But if I see you bring your meal plan, your meal prep stuff out to the restaurant at brunch, and you're like, no, I'm eating my own stuff, I'll have a soda water. Like, okay, I respect you. You're serious about this. So I'm going to be serious about you. You know what I mean? Okay. The last thing is, if you guys start to ghost in this group and we reach out to you and, you know, we text you, we call you, and you're not showing up, we do remove people from the group because, one, we want high frequency vibes in here. We promised you guys a group of people who are on the same journey as you, the same hustle, the same work ethic, the same excitement, and we have to preserve the energy of the group. So if people start to become negative Nancy's, or they're not putting in the work or whatever, or if they ghost completely after several attempts, we'll remove you. We'll let you know. We'll send you a message, be like, hey, I haven't heard from you from a while. Took you out of the group. The next group starts on this date. When you're ready to jump in and make the commitment, then we'll put you back into it. So this isn't like the gym where we're just going to, you know, oh, yep, keep paying your membership fee. We love when you don't come. Like, that's not what this is for, and this isn't why you signed up for this. You signed up for this because you wanted to be held accountable, and that's what this group is. And it's a community. And if you guys don't participate, then we're not creating a community. We're just here yelling at you, or, you know, like, we're just posting assignments that nobody's participating in, and that's not a community. We might as well be a bulletin board at Starbucks, you know? So that's pretty much it. It's completely normal to be excited and nervous and have all of these thoughts of like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And that's completely normal. And that's why we're here for you, so that on those days when you feel like, I can't do this, you post in the group and you say, I can't do this. Somebody comment below and tell me that I'm capable, or the kids are driving me crazy, or my boss at work, I want to murder him, or you know, my boyfriend's driving me crazy, or the dogs, or whatever it is. But this group is for you guys to come in here and be a family, and on the good days and on the bad days. One challenge I have to you is to check in all 80 days, no matter what. If you check in all 80 days, no matter what, I guarantee you, you'll be here on day 80. But if you only check in every other day or don't take it seriously, you're not going to make it to day 80. But I guarantee you check in every single day. Even if you miss your workouts, you're still going to be here, and it's going to build that routine despite any mishaps or any failings that you might have. So, yeah. Is there any questions based on that? Do you guys want to chat about anything specifically, like meals or calculations or anything?
Yeah. Okay, so my my sister's coming to town, and we're going to the Magic Castle, which I'm stoked about. Super fun. Yeah, it's great. I'm super excited. But the thing is, we made these reservations, everything way before I decided to do this program. So, because I decided to do the program 4 days ago. So my thing is obviously, other than just like trying to make good choices while I'm there, like, because I'm not gonna be able to bring in food. I'll be there for, obviously I'll change my schedule, right, of like when I work out and things like that. But I'm not gonna be able to bring in my own food, and I'm gonna be there for like 6 or 7 hours. So I don't know. What would you do?
Do they have food there?
Yeah, you have to eat there. That's the thing. You have to eat dinner there.
Do you have any idea what kind of food they have?
Yeah, they do. They have a menu online. And I think there are some options, and I'm sure it's LA, and it's a really popular spot, and it's an expensive spot, so I'm sure that they'll be able to make adjustments. But I'm like, yeah, can I have this and no sauce?
Is that a Saturday or a Sunday?
It's a Sunday night.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So Sundays is going to be a rest day anyways, and on those Sundays, you get to eat in any order that you want because there's no workout. So the only thing will be the timed nutrition part of it. But at that point, like, just look at the menu beforehand and try to see what kind of things you could eat together. And at worst case, like, bring some snacks and tell them that you're diabetic and that you need to eat food and that you have like extreme allergies. And just play that. That's what I would do. I would call beforehand and be like, hey, I need to bring in a banana. I'm hypoglycemic. I'm diabetic. Like, you don't understand. I need to eat, and see if they'll let you bring in some stuff. Otherwise, just look at the meal plan and pair it beforehand. So you go in with a game plan. And I mean, if that's one day out of all 80 days, like, it's not a big deal. Also, I try not to drink the whole 80 days. I haven't finished 80 days yet, but I've had some days where I'm like, oh, all right, I'm just gonna have a couple soda waters with tequila. And I mean, I'm not dying, like, it is what it is. But it's a better choice than if I had a Cosmo martini with a bunch of sugar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just be smart in it. And it's not like from day 1 to day 80, like, it's not like day 80 marks the end of your fitness routine, and whatever results you get on day 80 is what you're stuck with in statue form for the rest of your life. Like, it's the beginning, Yeah. This is just the start of something awesome. So it's a work in progress. Do the best that you can. And that's a really good exercise for thinking ahead for the future. It's like, okay, when I go to a new place, how do I make this work? I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, what's on the meal? What's on the menu? What can I eat here? And just do it that way.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Thea, do you have any questions?
So something similar, but do you guys have any idea if I can take my meals on a plane?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because my sister's running the Boston Marathon, and I'm super stoked. And I'll be there from Friday to Tuesday, so I would just want to make sure that, I'll do my meal plan. I'll take it with me, but I don't want them to be like, ma'am, you can't take this.
Yeah.
So,
on flying days, you can totally do that. When you're traveling, Megan, you have something to say?
Oh, just double check the foods. Make sure you don't have any liquids. Almond butter is a liquid. Didn't know that until they took my almond butter away, and I was like, I literally can't eat anything, and they're like, we don't care. So yeah, and just, of course, avoid anything salty. Even if you like get stuck and you have to get us something at the airport, just like avoid. I ate one salty thing during this time, and I literally felt like the worst human in the world. Like, it was, when you don't eat salty foods and then suddenly you eat something salty, like, it's awful. So just,
be aware.
Be aware.
Yeah. When you're on vacation or when you're at I'm assuming, are you staying at a hotel or at a house?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is really great for anybody else who's traveling. Make it a point to stop at the grocery store before you get to your hotel. If your hotel has a refrigerator, awesome. If they don't, call them and ask them if they can bring up a refrigerator and tell them that you're diabetic and you need your medicine. This diabetic thing, you guys. That you need to store medicine in the refrigerator, and so that you have to have one. And then normally they won't charge you because it's a medical need. And then so stop at the grocery store and grab some things that you can easily put in the fridge to eat. So you can go to the deli section of the grocery store, and they normally have like hard-boiled eggs that have been already like prepackaged, or they have these little like containers that have a little bit of cheese, a little bit of veggies, a little bit of hummus, and a little bit of fruit. And I usually buy like a couple of those, and then you have like a little bit of portions of food that you can eat. The pre-washed like broccoli or like spinach. If you have like a little mini bullet blender, you can take that with you, and you can blend your spinach into your Shakeology. There's ways to make it work. Just be intentional about it. And then again, when you're out eating, look at the menu beforehand and be like, okay, what do I have to eat? And that's why I really like this Excel sheet that I have, because I'll just pull out my phone and I don't have to be weird and pull out like a big piece of paper and be like, oh my God, what am I supposed to eat? I just look at my phone very quietly. I'm like, all right, here's, I just look it up. I'm like, okay, I'm on meal 3. I need to eat a fruit, a veggie, a carb, and, a protein. So I'll ask if they have, can I just get a grilled chicken and a salad? And then, corn tortillas are normally found everywhere, and you can just get a side of 2 corn tortillas, and boom, that's it, done. So it's totally doable. You just have to kind of tweak it and think about it. And the more that you do it, the easier it'll be. So using your phone a lot is great. If you don't have the BOD app, I recommend that, which is the Beachbody On Demand app. And if I forget what food is allowed for a protein, I just log in. I put, my thing's not working. Anyways, I log in and I hit food list and I look it up. I'm like, oh, that's right. Bison does count as a protein. I'll have some bison, or, fried shrimp, not so much, but maybe just the grilled shrimp, that kind of thing. So, anything else, you guys?
Yeah. When you say to check in, you mean like post something on the group?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So every single day we're going to post, one of the coaches in the group is going to post an assignment. So it's going to say day 1, like happy day 1, today is total body core, tell us how it went, and drop a sweaty selfie. And that's all you have to do each day is drop your sweaty selfie. And then there's usually like a little assignment that's fun. That's like, yeah, something like that. We didn't talk about bands. That's a really big one. Okay, so the resistance bands that you get or have already gotten, a lot of the times they will roll off. And so it'll be frustrating to try to do an exercise and you're like, what the F? This stupid band keeps rolling off and you get frustrated. So best case scenario, or the best practice, is 1, make sure that you're using the resistance band that is meant for your body. So if you have bigger thighs and bigger legs, then you're going to want to use the resistance band that is 12 inches in diameter. If you're smaller, if your legs are smaller, you're going to use the 9-inch one. And then depending on the exercise, you may want to have a less resistance. So you may want to use the 12-inch one because that's going to be less resistance. If you use a smaller band, it's going to be more resistance. So when you get them, or if you have them, this will make more sense. And then when you actually put them on, make sure that they go, I'll show you guys. Make sure that they go like right here to your calf or mid, I don't know what this is. Megan, help me with the words.
Mid quad.
Mid quad, yes. And then
thanks, Autumn.
It's right here.
Now I know all the names.
You're focusing on form because a lot of the times you're going too fast. And that's not what the point of the resistance bands are. It's supposed to be controlled movements, squeezed out and squeezed in, or however the exercise is. It's supposed to be very controlled. So slow it down, focus on the form. And if you still have a lot of problems with the bands, let us know. There's a couple of YouTube videos that will tell you about it. And then what was the other thing with the bands? I was going to tell you about form. Oh, it also could be that you're too strong. If you have a lot of leg strength, you may need to go up a level. So yellow is the least amount of resistance, green is the next amount of resistance, and blue is the strongest amount of resistance. It may be that it keeps rolling off because you're too strong. And even when you're focusing on form, it's like, it's because you have too much strength and you need to make it more difficult. So that's just some things about the bands. It'll be the first couple of times you're like, this is retarded, what the hell's going on? So just roll with it, be patient. This is new. It's supposed to be a little bit out of your comfort zone and difficult. Any other questions? Oh, okay. The sliders. If you're on carpet, you want to remove the protective black cover that is on the sliders. So the sliders are these circular discs that you're going to use to do a lot of floor exercises. If you're on hardwood floor or tile, you'll keep on this black cover on the sliders so that it doesn't mess up your tile and hardwood floor. Okay. This is so exciting. I'm so excited for you guys. If you have any issues, any problems, happiness, anything you want to share, this group is yours. Make it your own. Otherwise, happy meal planning day today. Go forth and make some good food. Let us know if you have any issues. Otherwise, I will chat with you guys later.